These scenes are just the tip of the iceberg of what happened at the latest SatanCon in Boston. We're going to see for ourselves what took place, and we're actually going to see how it all just ended up confirming how important and influential Christianity has been and continues to be.
Members of the Satanic Temple will be in Boston this weekend for what they call SatanCon. It's a sold-out 3-day event at the Marriott Copley Place. I'm Paula Eben.
I'm Chris Tanaka. They're calling this the largest satanic gathering in history. But as WBZ's Tiffany Chan tells us, attendees say their mission is misunderstood.
That's right. This last weekend, the city of Boston was the scene for the latest SatanCon, a 3-day event touted as the largest satanic gathering in history. It's sponsored by the self-proclaimed Satanic Temple, headquartered in Salem, Massachusetts, and it featured a number of workshops, such as one titled Sins of the Flesh, Satanism and Self-Pleasure, taught by, you guessed it, a university sexual studies professor. The conference also hosted a number of so-called unbaptisms where participants, well, again, you guessed it, officially renounced their Christian baptisms earlier in life. And on top of it all, one organizer even began ripping up the Bible in protest against its supposed oppression. And just in case you thought only Christians were the target of SatanCon's ire, the pro-police officers' Back the Blue flag was displayed in the midst of jeers and scorn and torn in two. Obviously, these are not Republicans. If you're a business owner, you have got to meet my good friend Josh Zaglowski, co-founder of ERC Specialists. He's got an amazing payroll protection company exclusively dedicated to understanding and maximizing what's called the CARES Act Employee Retention Credit. If you're a small business owner looking to get up to $26,000 per employee back from bumbling Biden, click on that link in the description below to see if you qualify today. This is an absolutely amazing opportunity. Now, at one level, we really have to see SatanCon as nothing more than mere spectacle, okay? It's frankly a 3-day stunt to procure interest and attention, something akin to the stunt pulled by the pop duo made up of Sam Smith and the German transsexual singer Kim Petras at the last Grammys, where they performed that song Unholy, in a performance that was replete with overt satanic imagery, flames of fire, a stage lit up in blood red lighting, I should say, a number of strippers. I mean, it was completely manufactured, and it was frankly embarrassing in terms of how it tried to depict satanic sentiments as liberating and freeing and, of course, fulfilling. And despite the fact that the woke media had a hissy fit over the critical reactions from a number of conservative voices, it wasn't just the Christian right that were shaking their heads at that so-called performance. Elon Musk noted that the whole thing had an imploding society sense to it, an end-of-days vibe, as he put it. Even Michael Jackson's niece, Taj Jackson, said the performance was absurd. And to me, this is what you get when you immerse yourself in virtual reality and lose touch with actual real life. I mean, your spectacle becomes increasingly artificial and comes across as almost entirely and narcissistically self-indulgent. In other words, you're not impressing anyone, least of all, in this case, real Satanists. But at another level, what I think happened over the weekend in Boston, ironically, and I do mean ironically, underscored just how conservative the world is becoming. Yeah, I know that's the last thing in the world that the participants would have wanted to convey, but that's actually what they ended up doing. Scholars such as Matthew Unger have written about how the music genres of black metal or extreme metal absorb themselves in symbols of good and evil, either in the form of like the Christian cross, oftentimes placed upside down in a sign of irreverence, or the satanic imagery that's often used. But these scholars recognize that such imagery is used again, ironically, as symbols of resistance against the modern world, which is inherently liberal. We have to remember that modernity, in many respects, is what scholars have called a post-moral society. And this is largely because of the pervasiveness of technology, right? The modern age is a technological age, and as such, modernity is organized and governed by modern scientific processes. And science is considered value neutral and thus devoid of moral frames of reference. So technological societies tend to be what we call post-moral societies. They tend to operate by scientifically inspired value neutral processes. And what scholars like Matthew Unger have argued convincingly, in my opinion, is that by evoking pre-modern symbols of good and evil, Christ and Satan and the like, heavy metal, or in this case SatanCon, in effect defile or transgress or challenge the post-moral norms of modern society, and they do so by evoking the distant voices of the past, those who have lived and breathed before the rise of modernist globalization, and who understand the world in highly moral terms. Another way of putting this is that this kind of satanic spectacle is an aesthetic way of doubting modernity and its globalized political and economic order. And as Unger points out, while extreme metal in particular remains rather critical of religion, it nevertheless relies on structures of thought and experience derived from distinctively theological understandings of good and evil. The joke in the end, as this person demonstrated with ripping up the Bible, the only way we ultimately make any sense of SatanCon is in distinctively Christian terms. So go ahead and have your SatanCon. Ironically, you're just underscoring and confirming just how civilizationally important and influential Christianity was and continues to be. As always, make sure to smack that bell and subscribe button. You'll definitely want to check out my latest video of a 9-year-old girl leaving a woke school board absolutely speechless. You're going to love it. So make sure to click on that link, and I'll see you over there. God bless.